The coffee was still hot when Officer Derek Hansen grabbed Isaiah Carter by the arm and told him he had 30 seconds to leave before he got arrested for trespassing. Isaiah had been sitting in the corner booth of Mel's Diner in downtown Atlanta for exactly 11 minutes, wearing a worn army jacket that had seen better days, jeans with holes in the knees, and boots held together with duct tape. His backpack sat on the seat next to him, everything he owned stuffed inside. The owner, Mel Robertson, had just placed a full breakfast in front of him when the two patrol officers walked in. "Sir, I paid for this meal," Isaiah said calmly, not moving. "I have a receipt." "I don't care if you paid," Derek said, tightening his grip. "You're making other customers uncomfortable. You need to leave." Isaiah looked around the diner. There were exactly 4 other customers, an elderly couple in one corner, a businessman on his laptop, and a mother with her young son. None of them had complained. None of them were even looking at him. But Derek and his partner, Officer Michelle Torres, had decided Isaiah didn't belong here. "On what grounds are you removing me?" Isaiah asked, his voice still level. "Loitering, disturbing the peace." "Take your pick," Michelle said, her hand resting on her pepper spray. "You got 10 seconds now." Mel, a big man in his 60s who'd run this diner for 30 years, stepped forward. "Officers, this man paid for his food. He's been nothing but polite. There's no reason to—" "Step back, sir," Derek cut him off. "This doesn't concern you." "It's my diner," Mel said, his voice rising. "It absolutely concerns me." "Then you can be arrested for interfering with police business," Michelle said flatly. That's when Isaiah stood up, slowly and deliberately, hands visible. "I'll leave. It's fine." "No, it's not fine," Mel protested. "It's okay," Isaiah said quietly. "I've been through worse." But Derek wasn't done. As Isaiah reached for his backpack, Derek grabbed it first. "Not so fast. I need to search this for weapons." "You need a warrant or probable cause," Isaiah said. "Well, I've got probable cause. You look like trouble." And there it was, the real reason. Isaiah looked like trouble. He was black. He looked homeless. And in Derek's mind, that was all the reason needed. "Open the bag," Derek demanded. Isaiah's jaw tightened, but he nodded. "Go ahead." Derek dumped the contents on the table. Clothes, a toiletry bag, a water bottle, a worn paperback book, and something that made Derek pause. A small photo in a frame. 8 men in military gear, arms around each other, desert sand behind them. Isaiah was in the center, younger than, smiling. "You in the military?" Michelle asked, her tone slightly less aggressive. "Was," Isaiah said. "Army Ranger. 2 tours in Afghanistan." Derek barely glanced at the photo. "A lot of people claim they were in the military. Doesn't give you a free pass to loiter." "I wasn't loitering. I was eating breakfast." "Well, now you're leaving," Derek said, shoving Isaiah's belongings back into the bag carelessly. The photo frame cracked. Isaiah's hands clenched into fists, but he kept them at his sides. The young boy at the table with his mother was watching now, wide-eyed. His mother was recording on her phone. The businessman had stopped typing and was staring. "Officers," Mel tried again. "This is wrong. This man is a veteran. He paid for his meal." "Final warning," Michelle said to Mel. "Back off or you're going downtown." Isaiah picked up his damaged bag and started walking toward the door. But as he passed Derek, the officer stuck his foot out. Isaiah stumbled, caught himself on a table, and his backpack fell, spilling everything again across the floor. "Clumsy," Derek said with a smirk. That's when Isaiah did something that surprised everyone. He didn't react, didn't swing, didn't yell. He just pulled out his phone, walked outside into the parking lot, and made a single call. Inside the diner, Derek and Michelle high-fived. "Another successful cleanup," Derek joked. "Keeping Atlanta safe from scary homeless guys."
Mel was furious. "I'm calling your supervisor. This is harassment."
"Go ahead," Michelle said. "We've got discretion to remove individuals we deem a threat to public safety." Outside, Isaiah's call connected. Governor's office? This is Sarah speaking. Hi Sarah, it's Isaiah. Can you put me through to the governor? There was a pause. Isaiah? Isaiah Carter? Hold on. 15 seconds later, a man's voice came on the line. Isaiah? What's wrong? Are you okay? Hey Marcus, Isaiah said, his voice tired but calm. I'm fine. Just had a situation at Mel's Diner on Peachtree Street. 2 officers just threw me out for being homeless. Broke my unit photo, the one from Kandahar. The silence on the other end was dangerous. They did what? It's fine, I'm handling it. But I thought you should know what kind of officers Atlanta PD is putting on the street these days. What are their names? Hansen and Torres. Badge numbers 47. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. The call ended. Isaiah sat on the curb holding his cracked photo and waited. Back inside the diner, Derek and Michelle were filling out a report on their tablets when Derek's radio crackled to life. Units 4721 and 48056. Return to station immediately. Code 3. Chief wants you in his office now. Derek and Michelle exchanged confused looks. We're in the middle of... Now, the dispatcher cut in, her voice sharp. They got in their patrol car and drove back to the station, still joking about the homeless guy, still completely unaware that their careers were about to end. When they walked into the station, the atmosphere was wrong. Officers were staring at them. The desk sergeant wouldn't make eye contact. Chief of Police Raymond Cooper was standing in the hallway outside his office, arms crossed, face darker than they'd ever seen it. My office, he said. Close the door. They walked in to find 3 other people waiting. The chief's assistant, a woman in a business suit they didn't recognize, and on the speakerphone, a voice they definitely did recognize. Governor Marcus Thompson. Derek's stomach dropped. Officers Hansen and Torres. The governor's voice came through crystal clear. 30 minutes ago, you removed a man from Mel's Diner. Isaiah Carter. Tell me why. Sir, Derek stammered. He was homeless. Looked suspicious. We felt he was... He's not homeless, the governor interrupted. He's temporarily unhoused due to a PTSD crisis following his military service. There's a difference, but that's not even the point. You removed a paying customer from a private business over the owner's objection. You illegally searched his belongings without cause. You physically tripped him. And you destroyed personal property. Michelle's face had gone white. Governor Thompson, we didn't know. Didn't know what? That he was a decorated veteran? That he saved 12 lives during his service? That he was my battle buddy? My brother, the man who carried me out of an ambush when I had shrapnel in my leg and no ammo left? The room was silent. Or did you mean you didn't know anyone would care? Because he looked poor? Because he looked like someone nobody would miss? Derek tried to speak. No words came out. Let me tell you who Isaiah Carter is, the governor continued, and his voice was steel now. Army Ranger, 3 Bronze Stars, a Purple Heart, saved 12 soldiers under enemy fire in 2009. After he came home, he struggled. PTSD nightmares, couldn't hold a job, lost his apartment 2 months ago, been sleeping in his car, trying to get into VA housing. But every morning, he volunteers at the homeless shelter on Auburn Avenue, helps other veterans, serves food, listens to their stories. He's a better person on his worst day than either of you are on your best. The woman in the business suit opened a folder. I'm Sandra Williams, State Attorney General. We've reviewed the diner's security footage. We have witness statements from 4 customers, including video from a bystander. We have your body cam footage. This was illegal detainment, illegal search, destruction of property, and civil rights violations. Chief Cooper finally spoke. You're both suspended without pay, effective immediately. You'll surrender your badges and weapons. Internal Affairs will complete their investigation. But I'm going to recommend termination. Chief, please, Derek started. You humiliated a war hero because he didn't look like he belonged in a diner, Cooper said. In my city, on my watch. There's nothing you can say that will fix this. 3 hours later, Isaiah was sitting in the governor's office at the state capitol. The photo had been replaced with a new frame. Marcus Thompson, the governor of Georgia, sat across from him. "I'm sorry that happened to you," Marcus said. Isaiah shrugged. "Happens more than you'd think. It shouldn't happen at all. We're going to make this right. I've already spoken to the VA. You've got a housing voucher approved. Effective immediately. 2-bedroom apartment in Midtown. Fully furnished. And the state is launching an initiative for homeless veterans. You're going to help run it." Isaiah looked up. "Marcus, I can't." "You can. You're going to coordinate with shelters. Work with VA hospitals. Help guys like you get the support they need. Salary is $65,000 a year plus benefits. Office in the Capitol building. You start Monday." Isaiah's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know what to say." "Say yes. We need you. These guys need you." Marcus stood up and extended his hand. "You saved my life in Kandahar. Let me help save yours now." Isaiah took his hand and nodded. 6 months later, Georgia's homeless veteran program had placed 84 veterans in housing, connected 1,200 with mental health services, and created a model that 5 other states had adopted. Isaiah Carter became the face of the program, speaking at schools, churches, and conferences about the invisible veterans struggling on America's streets. Officers Derek Hansen and Michelle Torres were fired after the IA investigation. They tried to fight it, lost. Derek couldn't get hired anywhere in law enforcement. Michelle took a security job at a mall and quit after 2 weeks when veterans who recognized her from the news started leaving 1-star reviews for the mall. Mel's Diner became famous. The booth where Isaiah sat that morning got a small plaque. "Everyone deserves dignity. Everyone deserves respect. In honor of all veterans." Business tripled. Mel hired 2 homeless veterans to work in the kitchen and front of house. The mother who recorded the incident on her phone posted it online. 20 million views in 3 days. But the comments weren't about revenge or anger. They were about action. Donations poured into veteran organizations. Shelters got funding. Real change happened. As for Isaiah, he kept that cracked photo on his desk in the Capitol building, a reminder of where he'd been, of the brothers he'd served with, of the day when everything changed because he made one phone call to a friend who'd never forgotten him. Because real power isn't about humiliating people who wronged you. It's about using your platform to make sure what happened to you never happens to anyone else. 2 officers lost their careers that day. But 8047 veterans found homes, found hope, found their way back. That's not just justice. That's transformation. And sometimes, that's the best revenge of all.